No, there's no fam. There's no fam. You have enslaved, incaptivated, and tortured a U.S. minor citizen. No, fam. No. There is, indeed, homicidal intent right now at an instant for anybody in this building as necessary. If I fall silent, all I see is pedophiles. All I see. All I see. You don't have to touch me to make me aware that you're there. I will know when you're gone. No, fam. No. 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 Nope. Nope. No. No, we're going to keep reporting the evidence. No. We're going to keep reporting the evidence despite the fact that Canadians have positioned the psychopath in a location to rape me constantly. March 3rd to March 10th, I began to alternate between spending time with Ryan and taking care of her spirit, as I am concerned for her safety as the attackers have stalked me and remain fixated on her as a goal. Stop! And necessarily being raped into responding to the attackers. Or at least dwelling on the situation. At times, I will attempt to reach out in compassion and use diplomacy to try and stop the conflict. It's still, you know what, I'm going to stop saying no every time it's touching my dick. I have to read this, but the Canadians have positioned the pedophile specific in exactly a precise location so as to be able to rape my body while I'm trying to read this. Can you imagine? I just did it again, petulantly in spite. Now that the focus is on itself. We're not going to talk more about what that is just yet. But we know it's the original individual that attacked me at the 14 Kirkland Road in Brampton. And we want death penalty. Okay, so the Muslims, upon being approached with compassion, display the following behavior every time. They appear to be putting in real emotional effort to be reaching a compassionate compromise, or to at least get a communication going that may lead to an end to it. Yeah, I actually didn't put... That wasn't a typo that I made, just so that everyone's aware. The psychopath wanted to insert a character into the evidence with malware, so that now it can hold my attention as it has inserted a letter D, or a quote, dick, unquote, which I have then had to remove. It just wanted to get in there to... We tend to apparently reach such a compromise where they are acknowledged. You're all perverts, all Muslims. We're killing all of you, basically. This is your behavior when approached with compassion. You appear to be genuine. We tend to apparently reach such a compromise where they are acknowledged to be holding respectable religious beliefs at a basic level, but Ryans are no longer being attacked. Fair enough. Even though I hadn't accused them of having unrespectable beliefs in the first place, prior to these attacks. Then there will be a period of peace, which, or actually, still, I haven't accused them of having unrespectable beliefs up to this point in the crimes. But they just want to attack me, then demand that I say that they have respectable beliefs if I can still interact with Ryan. So I say, okay, but then I'm like, I'm not a Muslim, and then they're like, rape! That's what they do, it's jihad. Okay? So, after there's an apparent successful diplomatic effort, and that's probably what the Mr. President is dealing with largely in Iran, then there will be a period of peace, which lasts for 1 or 2 hours, occasionally 3, before suddenly Ryan's spirit is attacked and the jihadist assault is suddenly recontinued. Like it's a shock tactic. Yes, that's jihad. Like how a rat, how it runs up to touch your leg and then bolts. Right? Faster than you can get it, right? And disappears. And then you turn around and start doing your shit, and then it's back! Sprints and touches you again when you least expect it. Right? And then it's gone. That's jihad. Also during this period, there was a notable uptick in conversation around these topics. Social feedback informing me that others were aware I was being targeted. And that I couldn't be hallucinating any of it. Old white guys would just be in the lobby of the hotel, mostly drunk. Old guys, chatting about Muhammad. They're like 70, right? Like, I think I walked up behind the guy and he was like so drunk. He's like, yes, Muhammad. Looked at me. He's like, he's trying to call me Muhammad. I'm like, what the fuck? I began seeing and hearing weird symbols in odd places, like a little girl's suitcase left unattended outside a building no one would have really entered. The sound of a wailing 3-year-old in a room nearby from the lobby, right? As though desperately suffering. Desperately. Audible in the lobby, except there were no rooms nearby any 3-year-old could have reasonably been in, and it was about midnight. Really weird stuff like that. March 10th to March 17th. Every day I'm being raped and tormented, much of the time. Interacting with Ryan and her family at every other interval. She also expresses to have a sister. On March 15th, I journeyed to Brampton to try and visit Ryan. She is not home when I get there, but I hang out at the playground for a while. She and her mother and her sister arrive at about 3 p.m. But it's a Saturday, and kind of cold. I would go knock on the door, but to date, I have yet to formally introduce myself to Ryan's mom, and have only met Ryan at the playground. We've had a few communications, me and Ryan's mom, but just basic. But then we didn't speak for several months before suddenly I was raped by the Muslims on Valentine's Day. And then Ryan was targeted. I know that she knows that Ryan is in danger at this point. And the situation hasn't resolved, so there's not much else to talk about until the threat is eliminated or goes away. At 5 p.m., I meet whom I presume to be Ryan's father figure arriving home wearing a construction vest. He goes inside, and I audibly hear from the house as she runs into his arms and says, "Daddy, I already have a relationship with Rainbow Loom," who's me. "We're best friends." And she was very excited. I have to leave to make it back to Guelph before it starts to get really cold and stuff. Over the weekend, the jihadist assaults from the stalkers ramps up enormously, and at points I cannot even reach Ryan. I begin to become aware of that, since I am a virgin. The presence in my mind, which these stalkers have, this is about the time I figured it out, is something which should not be occurring. And I feel extremely invaded, violated, unsafe, and scared. Those are real monsters with real, unwarranted, unfettered access to my consciousness that are trying to get Ryan. And I'm just yelling it in the streets. Nobody's doing anything. So I tell my dad to try and cancel my stay at Royal Inn and Suites and move me to a different hotel. Hopefully that will help the situation. Which would be Super 8 Hotel. Also in Guelph.